Hey, and welcome to the podcast. This is Fan the Flames for December 20th. I'm Dan, that's Nate.
Hey, what's up?
What's up, Nate?
You seem like you have something on your mind.
On my mind was the beginning of a 3-game losing streak. Granted, we got a point, but...
Yes. It is a 3-game losing streak.
You know, before we lost to Montreal, it was just two games that were lost after a 7-game win streak. But once it's 3, it's officially a streak.
All right, so you're getting nervous about it.
I'm a little nervous about the backside. We got the 1 point. I saw a lot of good playing. You know, 43 shots on net? That doesn't bother me. We gave up a lot of low scoring percentage chances.
Well, I think we did give up some high percentage chances.
There was
too.
high as well, but
there were a lot of perimeter shots.
The tally of over 40, you think that your team is just being peppered, but that wasn't the case. I wouldn't say so.
No, I think the scoring chances were pretty even between us and Montreal, and we had some good chances in overtime. They had some good chances in overtime, and they got the last chance, and it was a good shot off the post and in. Riddick, he might have been able to have it, like it was from fairly far out, but he made a lot of great saves as well.
He did, but I found Riddick quite frustrating because the Flames dropped 2-0, and the 2 goals that Montreal scored after, they were borderline soft. Not quite soft.
The first one was soft.
Yeah.
But he hasn't let in that many soft goals.
Yeah, it's true. So you can't really get mad, but...
He had a strange night, actually, because he made some great saves.
Yeah.
But then he let in some strange goals. And he did some strange things, like in overtime when he tried to play the puck.
Yeah.
Domi stole it. Domi got a shot. Riddick made a save. But, he didn't look quite himself. And there were a few other saves where he looked a little awkward to me, so...
He was giving up some rebounds, but Montreal never capitalized on a rebound. That wasn't really an issue in the game.
No, it wasn't. But not Riddick's best night, but not his worst night either. Something in between.
There was the first period surge where they got their 2 goals, followed by a second period lull.
Yeah. Because how many shots did we get in the first? I think it was 14, maybe?
Yeah, it was up there. 14, 18? No, I wouldn't say. About 40. Let's say 14.
But we definitely carried the play in the first period against Montreal.
Yeah.
And that was
chased the play in the second period.
And then that was a trend all 3 games this week. Montreal, Pittsburgh, and Carolina. We had good firsts. We didn't score that much in the first, but we carried the play in every first period. I think
we didn't score any against Carolina.
No.
But that was 18 shots in the first period.
Yeah, that was a dominant start.
Yeah. Pittsburgh, Goodrow got the 1 goal in the first. Well, we should have won Pittsburgh. I think we outplayed them. We outchanced it. It was 2-1. They had 2 empty netters, so the final score of 4-1 isn't telling of the game.
Yeah, even Carolina, that was a close game. But in all those games, we dominated the first, and then the second, the other teams really rebounded, or we let up, or whatever the circumstance. Yeah. The second was not favorable for us. We got outshot, outplayed, and then the third was kind of like against Pittsburgh and Carolina, we kind of pushed back.
But nothing to show. With Montreal, we were leading 3-2 in the third.
Yeah.
It was just going back and forth. It could have gone either way. Montreal played good. Calgary played good in third. Third was exciting. Yeah. Overtime was exciting.
Overtime was... The one thing that bothered me about that game is the refs did not call any penalties.
Yeah, I really... Lucci should have got a call when he was driving in on the net. He definitely had the stick between his legs. I saw a hand grabbing his shoulder, and there was no call.
Yeah,
I have a feeling the refs were hesitant to make the call. They weren't making calls all game, but when they see a guy the size of Lucic, maybe they're less likely to...
I don't think it had anything to do with that.
If he sold it, maybe.
Maybe, but I don't think it had anything to do with being Lucic. I think it was the refs had decided before the game they're going to let the guys play tonight because it was this original matchup.
Oh, but they called a pretty soft tripping on the Flames earlier on.
They called
first period?
I think it was second, but that's the only penalty they really called all night because the delay of game was on the offside challenge.
Yeah.
And there was a coincidentals with Reeder and someone on Montreal. So like they really only called one penalty all night. And I don't like it. I wish it would be more consistent standard, but it was fair both ways. But I don't like games where it's all about clutch and grab and hack. So that was the one downside of the game to me was I wish a few times when there was high chance of scoring, like the Lucic one, I wish they would call those penalties.
Yeah, I mean, you might even be able to get penalty shot from that. I don't know. It's hard to say.
No, it wasn't clear-cut breakaway.
It wasn't clear-cut.
No.
All right. But you did mention a challenge there. It was the second time Jeff Ward made a challenge.
This week, yeah.
Yeah, unsuccessfully. I guess we already got into how Cassie Campbell had us all jazzed up about the first one in Carolina.
Yeah, she completely convinced me it was offside, and that one I think was a little more tricky.
Yeah, that was tricky. Then Montreal, I don't know. It sounds like it was more cut and dry. Francis was all over Jeff Ward for making that call online.
But I wonder, is it Jeff Ward? I know he makes the final call, but does the guy from upstairs, the video coach, call down and say, challenge it, it's offside? And Jeff Ward has to kind of trust the guys upstairs. Or is it look at this and decide, like, there's not that much time.
I would like to think that Jeff Ward would at least look at it with his own eyes before making a call, but maybe if he has someone's ear telling him one thing as well, he's more inclined to go for it. But it wouldn't make any sense if he makes a call without seeing it himself. He is the head coach.
Right, but if you're the head coach and you're on the bench and someone calls down and says, oh, it's offside challenge, I see it on the video, you kind of trust the guy.
You trust him, but you still take a look yourself.
And the ref's about to drop the puck. Should I challenge? Should I not challenge? I would default to trust the guy who's seen it on video.
So you can blame someone else when you get it wrong?
No, just if you're running out of time and you don't have time to look on your own tablet, you have to trust the guy upstairs. So I don't know how much is on Jeff Ward and how much is on the video replay the Flames have, the replay coach.
I don't know either.
See, I think it's more on the replay coach because he's telling this is offside challenge or take a look at this, it's offside, where both of them were not offside, and the second one clearly wouldn't even be something that they should say to Jeff Ward, look at this, it could be offside.
All right. Moving on, you did bring up a good point when we were watching the Montreal game, how when the refs put away the whistles, that Gaudreau and Monahan are less impactful when the game is more hacky, wacky.
Yeah.
That was evident. Granted, in the third period, they came alive again. Gaudreau assisted Shillington on his third.
Yeah, and in overtime, Gaudreau set up Lindholm.
Yeah.
One-on-one with Price right before the end.
Yeah, and Monahan did get some chances at the end. So in the third period, they came back. But I agree with you. For the first and second, we didn't see much action from Gaudreau and Monahan.
And Shillington's goal was 4-on-4.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's, again, where the extra ice really favors Gaudreau and Monahan.
Who did come to life in the Montreal game was that line of Lindholm, Tkachuk, Mangiapane.
Yeah.
Pretty good, pretty solid performance. I was counting on them to make an impact, and sure enough, they did. And what I saw, I liked. I really did. That power play goal, very nice.
Yeah. They were very impactful, especially in the first period.
Yeah.
And Mangiapane was just relentless on loose pucks.
That's his game, and I love to see it, man. He gets that fishing touch on his shots. He'd be a lethal force.
Yeah, him and Backlund have the same sort of problem. They're top line in their checking and passing, and like playing without the puck. But when it comes to finish, both him and Backlund, they're not at that elite level. So they're going to get chances and they're going to bury some, but not at the same rate as someone like Gaudreau.
Backlund's been on the team for a long time now, and he'll get hot sometime. Every season he gets hot for a little bit.
Yeah, but so, he always ends up around 20 goals.
Yeah, so it's just a matter of time before he gets there. What is he at right now? Shall we take a look?
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's not that good because he's been cold all season, I think.
Season?
Well, I don't think he's had any hot streaks this season, so I don't think Backlund's total is going to be too flattering. But the main thing for Backlund is that he provides some defense with Gaudreau and Monahan.
3 goals, 12 assists.
Yeah, so we're almost at halfway through the season, so if you like project that, he's going to average 7 or 8 goals. I'm sure he'll get hot.
But I like that line with Backlund, Gaudreau, and Monahan. They start off with Gaudreau with Lucic and Ryan for a bit. That works sometimes, but it clearly wasn't working. And I think Jeff Ward switched it up sometime in the second.
But he's been doing that every game, though, switching it back and forth. I think it gives him options.
Yeah.
One, it gives Dubé some experience higher in the lineup, which he's earned.
Yeah.
And 2, it gives Gaudreau possibly a matchup against the third line. So I think it's a good experiment to kind of flip him back and forth. And on any night, it could be better to have him on the third line, or on, if you're down some goals, you put him on the second. So it gives you some more flexibility.
Good stuff. Continuing on the roster, we were touching on it last week. There was players, Bennett, Zarnik back from injury. And so some players had to move. What ended up resulting, Zarnik went on waivers, clears waivers, back in the minors. Bennett back in the lineup, looking pretty good. Yeah. I thought he looked against Pittsburgh. He was even better in Montreal.
Yeah. Well, what I've kind of started to realize is, like, the style of play Garnet Hathaway played for us, Bennett is an upgrade on that.
Yeah.
But he's really good in that role as sort of that tough guy, get in on the forecheck, hit people, and, score some goals that are going to be rebounds, tips, go in tight on the goalie type of goal.
And Flames have always tried to have Bennett above the fourth line. But I think he works well in the fourth line, and I think it's his plateau. I think I've been saying it all these last 3 years.
I think he can be a third liner as well. I think he has like that. But
on the Flames are pretty deep.
Yeah, but imagine a line Lucic, Bennett, and Ryan. That might be a good, because you have two big, strong guys.
Sounds like a good playoff team. Yeah. But right now, when the Flames need to play fast,
yeah,
I don't know about that.
Well, right now, with the amount of depth we have, it makes more sense for Bennett to be on the fourth line. And I know the way the NHL is trending, it's to have 4 skilled lines that you can roll the lines. But I do like the way Jeff Ward has set up that the fourth line is a little bit bigger. It's still fast, but it's got more jam than the other lines. It's a line that can check, hit, because you've got Reeder, you've got Ronaldo, you've got Bennett now. Jankowski's a possibility. Jankowski's big. He doesn't hit that much, but he's big. And Frolik. So, those guys are all guys who can grind it out, get physical, and then there's some skill there as well.
True. The ongoing theme, we have the Bennett tracker. What do we say, 30 points?
Yeah, 30 points.
He's at 5 right now.
But he was hurt.
True.
How many games has he played?
Bennett has played 22 games.
Yeah, so if you project that out, he's around 20 points.
Do you know how many games Dylan Dubé's played?
Maybe like 12?
15. Do you know how many points he has?
Probably like 15. 7, okay. But he's getting like half a point a game, so you project that out, that's about 40. Yeah. But you can see the difference in skill between Dubé and Bennett. Like Dubé, when he gets the puck off